Next is a really great article from Search Engine Journal. AI mode sends a different visitor. Your website wasn't built for them. I thought this was fascinating because, quite frankly, this is what I know the three of us have been talking for a while. And I know other members of our team, we talk about this all the time at our webinars, at our trainings, workshops, events we do, people we meet. We talk about this, that AI is bringing end of sales cycle type people, period. They're more researched, they're more deeper in their process. They're a little bit, not a little bit, they're a lot more informed than, let's just say, someone that clicks on an ad and is, we like to call looky loos, people that just kind of check your site out and leave and abandon within 2-3 seconds. That's a looky loo. Who are you? Oh, nope, that's for not me. And they leave, right? AI visitors tend to not do that. They tend to be more kind of end of funnel, basically, end of sales cycle. And so, but what this article is saying at Search Engine Journal is correct, is the modern websites really weren't built for this type of intent. Meaning, you know, it's like websites were built now for the old methodology, which is you come in, you have a homepage, you have your product pages, your service pages, what your conversion happens to be on your site. You have some trust factors in there to make people feel comfortable, your audience feel comfortable, and that's really it, right? But now what's happening is you're hitting people at the end, so your site has to be ready to convert them at that point, not early, really anymore, right? So it's fascinating. I personally think websites are changing. Where they're going to end up, we don't really truly know yet. Maybe there's two websites or two versions of a site. One that's for AI and AI bots and AI, and AI agents, and then you have another one that's for humans. It's about building the brand and communicating to your audience. We don't really know, but all I know is that this article is true. That the current web wasn't built for what's happening right now with AI visitors. So, what do you both think on this one?
Yes, so I said during when we were talking about the previous article that all roads back then led to the website. What this
Yep.
really means is they were arriving in the old days of SEO on your site early in the sales cycle, which meant that your website needed to have information for them.
Right.
Now they're doing all of like a lot of their, if not all of their early sales cycle, even sometimes mid sales cycle information gathering off your website, meaning they're doing it in the AI platforms. They're doing it in other places that you're listed, like directory sites,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. So now what happened back then in the SEO days, maybe most of our websites were early mid sales cycle content with the late stage sales cycle maybe didn't even have a lot of content, or you just would rely on the sales team to pick it up from there. Now they're actually arriving mid to late, so now they need a whole different way of structuring the website.
Well,
Now they need
yeah.
all the content that they need for where they're at when they're showing up.
Well, we used to see it, Catherine, right? Like we used
Mm.
to see like not generic, but like what is content, definition content,
Mm.
that's early sales cycle content. And then you would have an opt-in to a newsletter, opt follow in social media, and then you nurture the person over a long period of time. Your audience doesn't need to know the early stuff anymore. They don't. That's what AI is
Mm-hmm.
doing for people. If you want to, answer engine optimization and create content to maybe compete with AI answers on that end and get really early people, feel free. But that's not going to generate conversions for you. It's not in sales. It's not. So you have to stick, in my opinion, to that mid and late in everything that you do, mid and late now in your content,
Yeah.
your social media, your advertising and what your content looks like everywhere needs to be mid late. No more of the discovery early. Just let AI flesh the early stuff out. That's just my
Mm-hmm.
opinion. So John, what do you think on this? Your
Yeah,
thoughts?
I'm not going to say too much because we talk about this all the time,
We
but
do.
I want to add that only or sorry, that the early cycle stuff only works if you are consistent with how you present yourself online. If you have
Yep.
any mistakes or any confusion when people are using, Chat GPT, asking, for example, what are the best marketing agencies in Boston, and Brick Marketing comes up, it could have something wrong if you're not careful, right?
Right.
So you want to make sure that everything is consistent and correct online on wherever you're at, social media, your Google listings, whatever, so that when people do come in, they have the correct idea of who you are and what you do, so that they might not be confused, and otherwise, there could be confusion there.
Exactly. Yep. 100%. So true.